Hey guys, Christian here, just coming to you with another video. This one's going to be on the WAIT Hourglass project, and I've got Jett Tang with me. We're going to be going through everything WAIT, what's going on right now with different projects in the WAIT ecosystem, like the Next Crypto Gem and Alpha District. So, Jett, how are you doing today?
Hey man, how are you? It's good to see you again.
Awesome. Yeah, we met at 3XP just for a little bit there. It's going to be great to get a little bit more details on what's happening in the projects, what you guys have got going on, and I'm super excited to be able to share with our viewers everything that's going on with WAIT. So first off, let's get started with what is WAIT and where did it come from? Where did this whole project get started?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy story. We were a token community that was pretty much just an ownership renounced token that we built a community around. This was around August of last year, and we had a lot of really interesting people with artistic backgrounds and in the community, and we wanted to see what we could do in terms of creating some sort of a distinction as to what makes us different. And what we decided to do was we wanted to work on projects that help take crypto mainstream and reach people that currently don't know about crypto. So the most interesting thing that happened that really changed the game for us is I got Jeff Mahoney, the owner of Neft Brands and Save Daily, multi-billionaire, to be part of our community. And basically, he wants to be a friend to blockchain. He's already a leader in fintech and retail brands, such as his vodka brand, Neft Vodka. And he owns a plethora of other successful businesses, several successful Web2 apps, an events promotion, a wrestling promotion, celebrity podcasts, and much more. And he wants to be a friend to blockchain. So he did that via partnering with us, being a part of Hourglass. And he said, what can we do to help, basically? And so when I found out that he owned a TV production company that has lots of shows that get mainstream distribution globally, reaching hundreds of millions of homes, the very, very first thing that I said is that let's do a crypto show together, because it won't just be good for Hourglass. It'll be good for all of crypto. And there hasn't really been anything like that in terms of a competitive reality show format that has made it on mainstream TV. And we did make it happen. We shot it several months ago. We have a really good cast. We have our judges are George from Cryptos R Us, Brian D. Evans, and Leah Halpern. And we shot this over a little over a week, and it's going to come out. We now have announced the premiere date, September 7th. A lot of people were wondering why September 7th. Well, that's the beginning of the TV fall season. August is one of the most dead months in crypto, even though the show is completely edited, color corrected. We want the most highest possible viewership among mainstream people to bring them into crypto. And so that's why we set the September 7th premiere date. It won't be bingeable. It will then run once a week, the old fashioned way, for 6 weeks. And then on the 6th week, there'll be an extra episode, which is like a post show that I actually host that with Brian. And in that show, we also talk about the origin of the project, how it came from the Hourglass community, incubating it, and give a little bit sneak peek on our incubated projects and what might be ahead for season 2 and beyond. And so, yeah, really, really excited about the next crypto gem. I think when we first said we were going to do a mainstream crypto TV show, there was a lot of skepticism. Some people still don't think it happened, even though all of these, the influencers or everything went down there, said the shoot went great, shared videos behind the scenes with all the cameras. Some people still don't think it's really going to happen, but it's happening. It's edited, and it's going to go live.
That's
And
awesome.
so,
This might be a good place to take a quick break and show the clip from the next crypto gem so that people can see exactly what's going to go on. So let's take a look at this.
Watch each week as these teams compete in complex challenges to see who has what it takes to be crowned the next crypto gem. To decide on their fate, let's meet our expert judges.
That is so cool. I can't wait for this to come out. So tell me some more about what's going to happen with the airing when it comes out on September 7th.
Yeah, so the first show, you're going to see the narrowing down from 16 project teams that want to be the next crypto gem. And only 4 of them are invited to Los Angeles to go through a series of challenges where they're put through the gauntlet and judged as to who can be the next crypto gem over several episodes. And so the season, the first episode, you can expect to meet the judges, get to know them, and the narrowing down uh, goes through quite a process. It doesn't conclude completely. Some of that leaks into episode 2, but you get most of the narrowing down in episode 1.
That's great. So episode 1, we're going to get narrowed down. Is this going to be kind of like The Bachelor, where these projects are going to get roses and they get to continue on?
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, we did it our own way. We didn't use roses, but there is a process of elimination, and the judges are the ones that get to decide on that.
That's great. So for the 6 episodes that go through this, I'm assuming that George and Brian and Layla are going to, have their thoughts about each project in particular, what's good, what's not so good. We get to watch that as an audience. We get to kind of pick our favorites as well and follow them through the entire process through those 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. And to be frank, we didn't know what we were going to get. This is reality TV. So whatever happens on set happens. And there is just so much drama. And luckily, the judges tended to disagree a lot, which makes for better TV, I think. And they genuinely just had different ways of thinking of things. And there were other times where they agreed and there was more of a definitive consensus. But a lot of times things got testy, and things sometimes got testy also between the judges and the contestants, and between the contestants and the contestants. So there's a lot of drama, which is good for TV, which is what we want, because we want mainstream people to be brought into this world because it's a fun competition. It's an entertaining TV show, but then they're learning about crypto too. That's the whole idea. You get sucked in by the fun, the entertainment, the drama, the personalities, and the fact that it's a competition and there's a lot of tension. But we want new people brought into crypto. And another thing that you see is that I think that in the mainstream media, a lot of times they like to portray crypto people as shady, dark in the corner, like it's this scary part of the of the interwebs you really want to stay away from. They just don't understand it. When you meet these contestants, you'll see they're really great people that have just this vision that blockchain can make the future better, and they want they want more people to be part of it. And I think that it will be a good thing for all of crypto. People from crypto just need to understand we didn't make the show just for people who already know a ton of crypto. So there's a lot of sections where we're educating people that are new, and we're making it fun for new people. And that's because we want to bring in millions and millions of new people into crypto, or hundreds of millions.
That's awesome. As we always say on the channel, a rising tide lifts all boats, and I'm so excited for the next crypto gem. I also understand that you're going to have some special guests on as well. So you want to go through them a little bit, or do you want that just to be a surprise?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can give you some of the special guests that we have on there. The one and only Ben BitBoy Crypto Armstrong is a guest. One of the original sharks from Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington, is a guest, and also professional poker player Tom Dwan has quite an appearance. He just won the largest live TV pot of over 3 million, and so
Wow.
he has an unforgettable guest appearance. We had no idea what he was going to say when we turned on the camera, but oh boy, he had some things to say, and he lit it up.
That's great. I cannot wait. And I know that a lot of people in crypto are going to be impressed by the production quality that you guys put into this. This is going to be a TV show that's going to go out to, like you said, millions and millions of households across the country, in fact, across the world. So do you have any idea on what the audience might look like and what the viewership could possibly be?
Yeah, so we have multiple distributors. We have non-exclusive distribution. So that means that we can be on more platforms. If you do an exclusive distribution deal, you're just in that one platform. We're going to be on over 178 platforms. So we're going to be pretty much everywhere. one of our our main distribution partner is Insight TV, and they alone are on 178 platforms. So that includes the native app of Samsung, Vizio, LG. We also are on Pluto, owned by Paramount. We're on Amazon Prime, Amazon Freebie. We're I'm trying to think, Tubi now in the United States. And then we're in region specific platforms as well. So like in the United States, we're on Direct TV because that's big in, specifically in the US and Latin America. That's not a global company. And then in the other 55 countries we're in specific platforms in those countries that are big for those countries. So we're going to be all over. And I just actually tweeted today a link as to where to watch in terms of the Insight channels. And in terms of the number of viewership, Insight gets over 90 million views on across their channels a month themselves. But in terms of all our other distribution platforms and everything, we're going to be in over several 100 million homes. And so it's going to be a lot of reach, and we're excited about the reaction.
Wow, 100 million homes, guys. That's amazing. I can't wait to see this. I'm going to watch it on Amazon Prime. That's probably my favorite place to watch stuff right now. But all the other stations, as Jett just mentioned, that's going to be great to see. And it's just going to bring more people into Web3. So that's super exciting. I can't wait. September 7th is going to be huge. Are you guys planning anything big as far as a viewing party goes?
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that this coming week. I'm going to Vegas. So I'm going to be meeting up with some of the cast members. George, Brian will be there, one of the producers, and we're going to be talking about how we're going to be setting up something for the first day. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's going to be so much fun. So looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. Why don't we jump right now into the next project that I know that you guys are working on, Alpha District. I'm going to show a short clip right here, the trailer, so that people can see what's going on with Alpha District.
This is an NCIA security broadcast. You are now entering Alpha District.
So cool. Can't wait for that to come out. Is there any sort of clue that you can give us as to when we'll be able to actually play Alpha District?
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be the format of Alpha District is a MMO RPG where there's a Web3 verse with true digital ownership with NFTs. Our Hourglass WAIT token is the only in-game token and currency of the whole game. And there's also lots of mini games within that verse. So then those are diverse and different. And so with a project like that, we're going to be able to get up and running a lot faster than if you have a humongous console project like Red Dead Redemption, where it's just either it all comes out at once and then it's going to be in development for years. So we're making a lot of progress, and we're hoping to have like playable, a lot more previews. The gameplay is looking amazing, and then we're playable mini games towards the end of the year. Definitely a lot before the Bitcoin halving, and possibly several parts of the game released, and there's going to be NFT mints much earlier, within I'd say within the next 2 months. So things are going really well. And to just give a little bit background on Alpha District, the TV show was just the tip of the iceberg for Hourglass. What we wanted to do was we wanted to take what our chairman Jeff did with his family office, which was he created an incubator to create all these incredible Web2 companies, entertainment companies, retail brands, and he built them up all up and made them synergistic. And so what we decided to do is we wanted to do the same thing, but we wanted to do that for the WAIT token. So the WAIT token is very interesting because it's 100% circulating. So there's no there's no inside supply that gets dripped out and dilutes the supply. All that is there is out there. So that creates for very good tokenomics for anyone who's the holder, which was what I wanted, because I come from a background where I was a crypto just investor for many years before I led a project, and I always hated it when you get a token and then there's there's all this dilution later, and it kind of messes up the upside potential. And so what we wanted to do was that you the other thing is that obviously when you have dilution, sometimes what happens is the projects are actually selling the tokens to fund the project's development themselves. And I wanted, with so many resources, we knew that we didn't need to do that model. So we took a completely different take on this. So all of our projects, like the next crypto gem and Alpha District, they're meant to be profitable on their own, and they have their own budget and their own backing, which is based on the equity of the project and the regular USD economics behind it, right? So the show is going to make a lot of money. We invested a certain amount, and we already know from our distribution deal we're going to make a lot more, right? And so it's the same idea of Alpha District, where we've already brought on 7 figures in investments. When we reveal who are the investors and who's behind the team, people are going to see we have a top shelf group making this, right? And then what we do is we build out the game. We make it a game that is, as we want, as wide reach as possible, as much mass adoption as possible. But then we also are bringing in the token utility for the Hourglass community. So we're basically we're kind of checking off multiple boxes that we want to achieve at once. We want mainstream adoption with a really good game. We want crypto utility. We want utility for the WAIT token. We want demand for the WAIT token, as it'll be needed to access certain parts of the game. And then we also don't want to have any. We don't want to have any of this stuff create any sell pressure on the token or dilution. So that's why we decided to do things this way. And this is just our second incubated projects that we're revealing, but we have only over half a dozen in the pipeline. We have many more that are all going to be using the WAIT token. So the goal ultimately is what I see down the road, like a year from now, 2 years from now, is that what we want to have is that we want to have the supply and demand of the WAIT token being most of the people buying the WAIT token because they want the benefits it achieves in our incubated projects. And we want our incubated projects to be mammoth, successful projects that we support with everything we have in our network. So that's our vision.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was going to go into the WAIT token with you a little bit and the tokenomics and everything, but you did a great job explaining that. I really love the way that Alpha District looks in this trailer because it reminds me of Blade Runner meets Halo.
Yeah.
It's just it's a super cool kind of futuristic world that even features the same kind of billboards and has the Hourglass token and WAIT on it as you'd see in Blade Runner when they have all those futuristic billboards up all over the city. So super cool. I really like the look and feel of it.
Yeah, I told Grady, a mutual friend of ours, good friend of ours, in my last interview with him, is that a little scoop is that Hourglass is not just the token; it is written central into the whole storyline of Alpha District, which has an incredible story. It's set in the future, and it's in this dystopian future where most of the world has been destroyed already, but what remains has been taken over by a kind of a evil, centralized, tyrannical regime. And it's kind of the fight for decentralization and freedom, which kind of parallels what's going on in Web3 and and in some parts of the globe. And so we think it has a really, really compelling storyline. The team behind it is really, really amazing. We have a lot of the core team that worked on some of the biggest AAA games out there. So Star Wars Eclipse, Detroit Becomes Human, Clash of Clans, Assassin's Creed. We have folks that were leaders in that project working on Alpha District, and they're really, really excited about what's going on. And because this is kind of this is an indie, so it's kind of more close to the soul. You know, like when you're working for Disney, it's certainly gratifying. You're working on a huge scale, but you're gonna have to go a little bit slower, and you're a little bit still a little tiny cog in the wheel, right? With
Right.
this, our developers really feel like they own this. Like this is their project, and they have a lot of passion in it. And yeah, we're going to be sharing a lot more about Alpha District in the coming weeks and months, and including information about the funding that we've raised, about the NFTs that are going to be available, about the team behind it and who is leading it, and all those things we're going to be rolling out.
That's super cool. Yeah, I'm excited. This is the first project you mentioned that the Hourglass Incubator is working on. Are there others now that are in the pipeline as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We consider the first one the next crypto gem, and this the second one. The next crypto gem, we purposely didn't want to have any sort of tokenization for the first season, only because we just wanted as much reach as possible. And so if we did something, a lot of people ask, do you want, would you do something where you have to have the token to watch or something? And then that doesn't make sense to me for our ethos, because our ethos is we want to bring in mainstream adoption. So the way to do that is to have it free, as widely available as possible, than to bring people in. But what we're going to do is that we're working with a partner right now. So season 2 and beyond, maybe even some small utility in season 1, but there's going to be token utility where you still can watch it on all the platforms. There's still going to be tons of reach, but there's like bonuses if you watch and have WAIT as well. So we're working that into season 2 and beyond. Yeah, Alpha District is our second incubated project. We're going to reveal the third July 28th. So just a few days from when this airs. And I'm really, really excited about that one because it has a lot of potential. There is kind of a Web 2 version of the business model. We call it codename Project Gigawatt, which sold for over $500 million, which just shows the potential of the market that we're in.
Wow.
And it has we're going to announce right away when it comes out also what is the tokenization with WAIT, like how it's integrated into the project, exactly the numbers. If you do this, you get this. And we have a really, really good team that's developing this project, that is also the team behind NFT marketplace called Vumio that I'm an advisor on. And so we're all going to be working together on this. And it's really, really, yeah, I'm thrilled.
That's awesome. And, speaking of all the projects that you guys are incubating, if people want more information, they can go out to the website, right, which is the Hourglass Collective website, and get all that information directly there. So the Hourglass, is it Hourglass X? Yeah, hourglassx.com. So that one, there we go. That one should be the place where you guys go to get all the information about Hourglass and the WAIT token functionality, everything that's going on with that, the Discord information, Telegram, Twitter, everything's right there for you. So you can get everything that you need on the hourglassx.com website. I'll put the link down in the description down below. And anything else that's on the Hourglass roadmap right now? I know that you just mentioned the God, what was the project that you just mentioned? The
code name is Project Gigawatt. So there are some other incubated projects that have a different code name there that we're working on. One thing that I have teased is that some of these are existing very successful projects that Neft owns, or either owns directly, or a sister company of our chairman, Jeff Mahoney, that owns in some fashion, that we're going to be adding tokenization into a already successful app with lots of users, etc. So some of these we're not going to say that much about yet, but there's over half a dozen in the pipeline, and there's actually projects that we're incubating that are not even on the website and that are not have not been given the code name yet. So we have a lot of work to do. Each one of these projects has its own team, which is fascinating. So like when I'm working with Next Crypto Gem, I'm working with this whole production team of bespoke. They have their, their main guy who runs everything, the secondary producer. Then they have their whole team of production people, post-production people, etc. And they're specialists at making TV that gets distributed globally. And so they're very, very good at what we do. With Alpha District, it's completely different teams. It's guys coming from the AAA gaming background and some blockchain guys, obviously. Brian Evans, our senior advisor, he's very involved with our first two incubated projects. I'll give that tease a little bit, but he's very, very involved with Alpha District and Project Gigawatt as well. We'll talk about that more when we do more deeper reveals. And then with Project Gigawatt, it's a completely separate team. So it's kind of like when you think of the Hourglass Collective, and it's not really just one project. You're talking about lots and lots of projects that are all being built with separate functionalities, target audiences, etc. But they're all ultimately going to use the same token, the WAIT token.
That's great. So I love the fact that you guys are starting the incubator. Sounds like Jeff is an incredibly smart guy. Obviously, getting to the position that he's in right now, he's got to be pretty good when it comes to the overall business acumen that goes into these types of things. And it's nice to bring that experience and that knowledge into Web3 because, it's one of those things, like you said, that's sorely lacking when it comes to the amount of people that are creating these here today, gone tomorrow type of things. They're basically building from the ground up, taking these projects all the way from conception to launch. And with the WAIT token being the primary token that everything's going to use in there, that gives it instant usability, the instant demand. And that's what we all want when it comes to these tokens, is to have something that, like you mentioned already, has its fully circulating market supply already out there. It's not going to get diluted, and you kind of know where you stand. If you're building great projects and people are using the token, there's going to be obviously a lot more demand, and that affects the price. And so we all want those projects that are going to go up in value over time. And this sounds like it's got a ton of potential as well. Super, super excited about that. Okay, great. Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I would just say that, every time I talk to Jeff about what he's built, I'm just blown away by how capital efficient he's been. And these are the lessons that we're learning in all of the incubated projects we're building, is that how to build something that creates so much value, but you're not just throwing money away inefficiently. So for example, he started up Save Daily in 1999 from absolutely nothing. Okay. And now they're a fintech giant with 7,000 institutional clients. They service IBM, MetLife, Intel, and each one of these implementations that they've done are in many cases 7-figure implementations in terms of revenue, then ongoing revenue. So it's a really genius business model. The same thing that he's done with Neft. When he brought in Neft, it was just in a couple countries, and it was just starting. He's done the valuation multiple that he's created on what he's done with Neft is incredible. And that's now in 22 countries. It's growing very, very rapidly. The whole point is that they want to get it to the level of like a Grey Goose or Belvedere, where those are multi-billion-dollar companies, right? And they're on that trajectory from where they started. And so we're bringing all of that business acumen and expertise into all these incubated projects. And it's just so much fun. I love working with the team that's putting together the TV show. I love working with the team that's putting together Alpha District, Project Gigawatt, which will soon be named in just a few days, and all the other ones. And we're just building and building. And we want to make great companies, but we also want to integrate crypto, and we're doing that with the WAIT token. So it's a lot of fun, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. And I know that you haven't been doing this for very long, because didn't you meet Crypto Grady first off in Decentral Miami when we were down there? Was it November timeframe?
Yeah, that was very early. So like around that time, we just had, I think at that point we had talked to some of the judges about being on board, and so but we hadn't filmed anything, and so we had the judges on board kind of in on contract, but people really were very skeptical that the show would even happen at all. There were some people that were literally rolling their eyes, like crypto on TV, mainstream TV, it'll never happen.
Yeah,
So I'm really glad that on September 7th we'll have proven everyone wrong, because it is going to happen. It's a done deal at this point, and so yeah, we're really excited about the season 1 coming out, season 2 and beyond, and then everything else that I'm getting to build with Jeff and all our incubated projects in the collective. We have a long-term view of everything. This is a multi-year project where we want to build out great franchises. I mean, we're already talking about Alpha District being a transmedia entity, where not only could it be a video game, but we can use our TV production and film background resources to make a movie about it. So we were already talking about what kind of movie would it be? Would it be like Across the Spider-Verse, like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or would we go with live actors? We're already talking about that. And so if you can imagine that in the future, this is just some of the blue sky that is out there. And that's just, one incubated project. And I'm excited about all of them.
Yeah, definitely. The Alpha District, there's so many different twists and turns now you can take with NFTs, and having that proof of ownership and being able to do things that other people can't do. Just owning the WAIT token, I'm sure is going to have utility involved with it. Just like you said, in season 2 of the next crypto gem, there's going to be so many other opportunities for people. That's great. If they want to get more information about you or the Hourglass project or the WAIT token, is the best place to do that on the website, or where do you want to send people?
Yeah, you can go to our website, hourglassx.com, for basic info. Follow us on Twitter at hourglass_WAIT. You can join our Telegram, our Discord if you'd like. I'm on Twitter at UltraStarter. And once you find one of our entities, you can find the links to all the other ones pretty easily. And it's been quite a ride. I mean, this started off as just a very, very small community of people that wanted to do something more than a meme coin, right? That wanted to have real utility, that wanted to really make an impact in all of crypto and get it, chop into mainstream adoption. And it's gone from absolutely nothing to where we have a crypto TV show coming out in just a few weeks globally. We have a video game that has some of the best AAA developers and writers behind it, and with pretty much unlimited blue sky that's developing very, very nicely, that everyone has seen, has liked. And we've got all these other projects. We have a billionaire who has a huge portfolio of successful companies that we're integrating our token to. So I'd say they can't really get much better. I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to be part of it, and thank our community for being along for the ride.
The future is definitely bright for WAIT. I'm excited to see all the upcoming things that come out. We'll be all watching the next crypto gem on September 7th. Super excited about that. I'm so happy to have you on today, Jett. It's been a great conversation. I know that people got some insight into WAIT, Hourglass Incubator, Alpha District, the next crypto gem, things that they couldn't find anywhere else. So I appreciate your time, and thanks again so much for being on.
Thank you. I had a great time.
If you or someone you know is developing a Web3 project and would like to come on the show, please leave a comment down below or direct message me on Twitter. We can set up a time and talk about your project and how you're changing the world and allowing people to own their own digital assets on the blockchain. Until next time, here's another video that I'm sure you're going to love, and let's all help build a more decentralized world together. Thanks for watching.